Murder Gone Viral. The shocking case of Mahek and Ansreen Bukhari. Mahek Bukhari was living the dream. At least, that's what it looked like online. A popular TikTok influencer in the UK. She had thousands of followers, beauty deals, and a growing fan base who admired her for her confidence, fashion sense, and glamorous lifestyle. She was young, stylish, and famous. But behind the bright lights of social media, a secret was festering. One that would lead to two innocent young men being brutally killed. It all began with a man named Saqib Hussain. Saqib, 21 years old, had been in a secret relationship with Mahek's mother, Ansreen Bukhari. Ansreen was in her 40s, married, and a respected member of the community. She and Saqib had been romantically involved for some time. Saqib had fallen deeply for her, and even though their relationship was unconventional, he believed it was love. But Ansreen eventually wanted out. The affair had grown messy, and she began to distance herself. Saqib didn't take it well. He became obsessed, desperate to win her back. When that failed, he started threatening to expose their relationship. Saqib had explicit photos, videos, and messages that he said he would share with Ansreen's husband and the public if she didn't respond. He demanded money, #3000, to stay quiet. He texted constantly. He called repeatedly. His messages were emotional, angry, and increasingly threatening. Ansreen confided in her daughter, Mahek. At this point, Mahek was not just a daughter looking to protect her mother. She was also trying to protect her family's image and her own online brand. Any scandal involving her mother could have spilled over to her. The fear of public shame, losing followers, losing deals, was all on the line. So Mahek came up with a plan. She reached out to Saqib, pretending to act as a peacemaker. She offered to meet up with him and promised they would pay the money back. Saqib insisted he wouldn't come alone, so he brought his best friend, Mohammed Hashim Ijazudin, who agreed to drive him there. They planned to meet in Leicester on the night of February 10th, 2022. What Saqib and Hashim didn't know was that this was a setup. Mahek and Ansreen had recruited several other people, some of Mahek's friends, others just acquaintances, to help carry out their plan. 2 cars were used. One was Mahek's Audi. The other, a Seat Leon, was rented specifically for that night. As soon as Saqib and Hashim arrived, things turned violent. Instead of a peaceful conversation or repayment, they were ambushed. A high-speed car chase followed. Mahek and the others pursued them along the A46 highway. At times, they boxed them in. At other points, they tried to ram their car off the road. Saqib, terrified, called 999, the UK emergency line, during the chase. His voice on that call was frantic, panicked, and utterly heartbreaking. He told the operator he was being chased, that someone was trying to kill him, and he begged for help. That 999 call would later become a key piece of evidence in court, but help didn't come fast enough. Moments later, the silver Skoda that Saqib and Hashim were in was forced off the road. It hit the central reservation, spun out of control, and crashed. The car exploded into flames. Both young men died at the scene. The news the next morning sent shockwaves through the city. 2 young men were dead in what was initially believed to be a tragic car accident, but police quickly grew suspicious. There were too many questions. Why were they being chased? Who were the other cars? And why did one of the victims make a distress call moments before the crash? Investigators began piecing together CCTV footage from gas stations, phone data, and interviews. What they discovered was chilling. Mahek, her mother, and 6 others had carefully orchestrated the ambush. They had used burner phones to communicate. They wore masks. The entire event had been premeditated. Police arrested Mahek, Ansreen, and the rest of the group. As the evidence unfolded in court, the story shocked the nation. Mahek, the smiling TikToker who once danced to trending sounds, was now being accused of double murder. During the trial, the defense tried to claim the deaths were accidental, that Mahek and the others never meant to kill anyone, only to scare Saqib into backing off. But the prosecution argued otherwise. They pointed to the planning, the deliberate ramming, the 999 call, and the fact that the car had been targeted and driven off the road. This was not a prank gone wrong. This was murder. After a long trial in 2023, Mahek Bukhari Ansreenbukhari, and 6 others were all found guilty of murder and sentenced to life in prison. The judge described it as a cold-blooded execution. Saqib's family was devastated. Hashim's family, equally heartbroken, had lost a son who wasn't even part of the original conflict, just an innocent friend trying to help someone in need. The case became known as the TikTok murders and was later turned into a TV documentary called TikTok, Murder Gone Viral. It's a haunting story of how pride, reputation, and fear of public shame drove a mother and daughter to commit unspeakable acts. A reminder that what we see online is often a carefully controlled illusion, and that behind the filters, some lives are spiraling toward darkness. Mahek wanted to be famous, and in the end, she was, but not for the reason she hoped. She went viral for murder. If you want more true crime story, please subscribe to this channel, then comment your thoughts on this video.